Is Farah's here? Does she have her son? We don't. Oh, does she have a sub today? Can you ask me? And let me ask for a second. Hold on.
Yes, I remember. English class, I was there.
Said that she's here. He's gonna go get her.
Did she forget? We might have to. I don't know if she forgot. We might have to just start without her. Let people forget.
Okay.
Alright.
Just when we thought we were prepared.
Right, just when we thought we were. I'm gonna have. Alright. Yeah, she's supposed to be here. It's just crossing her name instead of.
I don't really know where she's at.
Yeah. So no one's in her classroom, but her class has. I don't see her. Oh, you blended in.
Here you go.
You blended in. Okay, we can get started. Oh, you see. I know. All right, everyone, can I have your attention, please? All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'll wait. All right, thank you, everyone. All right, go ahead.
So we're gonna introduce with Luke Park and Paula Dillard. I don't know if I said that right. But Luke Park is a community organizer. He graduated from California State University of Long Beach with a Bachelor of Science in Community Health Education, Master of Public Health and Community Health Education. He's a former intern with LA County Office of Education. He's certified health education specialist, and he's bilingual in Korean and English.
Paola Tirado is the lead youth organizer. She is attending LA Trade Tech College, transferring in August 2017 to pursue Bachelor of Arts in History. She's a former WBL assistant, STC coordinator at Aligned PBS HSA. She's CPR and life support certified. She is also bilingual in Spanish and English.
Luke Type is a community organizer. He attended community forums and neighborhood councils, created curriculum and marketing materials, provide education opportunities to community members.
A youth organizer is recruit youth advocates and build partnerships, conducts community assessments to find out specific needs, and promotes leadership within the community.
A community organizer's salary range is usually $30,000 to $50,000. To qualify to be a community organizer, you have to have a minimum of an AA degree, preferably a bachelor's degree. and experience working with community members, depending on your experience and education.
A youth organizer salary range is 28,000 to 40,000. In qualifications, some college experience and history of working with youth and community, and depends on experience and education. That's it.
Hi everybody, good morning. Like they just mentioned, my name is Paula Tirado. I'm the lead youth organizer with the Koreatown Youth and Community Center. We're a community center based off in Koreatown. We service Koreatown, Pico Union, and Westlake, which are all communities in the downtown LA area. All of our services are intended to service the community in its entirety, meaning that we do offer services in English, Spanish, and Korean. So our main Within our unit, we are the prevention education unit, and we go throughout the community educating them on healthy living habits to live a good and healthy career.
Hi, my name is Evelyn Valderas. So I was born and raised in LA, but went to school in UC San Diego, where I majored in public health, and now I'm doing prevention work with KYCC. So I usually just work with 6th grade students, giving them like alcohol and other drugs curriculum.
Hi everyone, my name is Luke Park. I'm a community organizer, now a health education specialist at KYCC, Curriculum Music Community Center. And as a little background about myself, like they mentioned. So I went to Cal State Long Beach, studied community health, and I really liked what I was doing early. So I went to a Master's of Public Health at Cal State Long Beach.
Admin, does anybody have a copy?
So why did I go into public health? So public health is a broad major. That's one thing I like about it. Public health can range from environmental health, you can care about environments and clean air, to policy, you can influence and make policies that can influence everyone to live a better life, to education, like what I'm doing. So that's one thing I like about public health. And you can also even go to medical field too, because it is a part of branch of public health, such as becoming a doctor, pharmacist, or nurses. So I believe that as public health from public health background, we believe that prevention is key to living a healthy life. So for instance, like the hand washing. Hand washing, it prevents foodborne disease and all those kind of salmonella and all those diseases that get you sick. So as prevention health educator, we target a broad range of population to increase the quality of life. So today, in terms of prevention, we're going to talk to you about our prevention effort to decrease the opioid prescription and over-the-counter drug effort in the community. So as I mentioned, today our objectives for this presentation will be to describe what is prescription and what is over-the-counter drugs, and examples of drug misuse and abuse, and some statistics to data to support why it's an issue right now, and most commonly abused class of prescription drugs, and how to safely store medications at home, and how to safely dispose medications in the community. So first, before we go into presentation, let's do a quick activity. So you guys see a lot of items here, right? So out of all these items, can you guys identify which one is considered over-the-counter drug? Can you guys identify which one is counted as over-the-counter drug? Which one do you guys think is drug?
Oh, the Advil and Tylenol.
Oh,
Like there.
yeah.
How about this?
The one on top of that one.
Longer? Yeah. How about right? So now let's see which one is actually a drug and which one is not. Yeah, so as you guys mentioned, Advil, Alka-Seltzer, and Pepto-Bismol, those are considered over-the-counter drugs. Gummy vitamins, because it's a vitamin, and this is also a full vitamin. And sunblock, sunscreen, is chemical which makes them, which is chemical that's inside of sunscreen is considered drug. So, and toothpaste, mouth rinse, and shampoo. So not all shampoo and not all toothpaste are considered drugs. However, in this case, this shampoo has dandruff. It is dandruff shampoo. So in order to treat the dandruff, the chemical that's inside the shampoo is considered drug. Therefore, this is classified as a drug. So now, let me ask you guys, what do you guys think is prescription drug? Yes. How about over-the-counter drug? Yes. So that's good. That's a good answer.
PBS and buy it. Yes, CBS.
So for the prescription drug, you guys need you will need a doctor's note. It will look like something like this. It will have the patient name, doctor's name, and detailed information of drug, what kind of drug your doctor's prescribing. An example of prescription drugs is like this, orange pills, but not all come in orange pills. And over-the-counter drugs are drugs that you can purchase without doctor's note at any pharmacist. So such as Dayquil and Nyquil and Advil. So what do you guys think is considered drug misuse or abuse?
When you take a lot of pills.
Yes, good.
When you get high.
Yes. Anyone else? So yes, so the definition is using drugs in a way that is not intended. So examples of that could be taking a medicine that was prescribed for someone else, taking a larger dose than directed, such as the pill says take 2 pills after each meal, but you're taking 3 or 4, so you don't think it's working, or then that is considered misuse. And taking the medication in a different way than directed, such as crushing, snorting, injecting, or mixing with alcohol or other substance. Or using the medicine for another purpose, such as to get high. So these are all considered either misuse and abuse. And there are many reasons why individuals misuse and abuse drugs. And we're going to talk about two reasons of those many. So one is misconception of safety, and other is to relieve stress. So misconception of safety. Many people believe that prescription drugs is safe to misuse because it is prescribed by a doctor, and it is also manufactured by a pharmaceutical company compared to some of the street drugs which could be made in someone's garage or backyard. So, however, taking medication for non-medical use, such as to get high or self-medicate, can be just as dangerous as street drugs. And prescription drugs are only safe for individuals who have those prescriptions, because let's think of it this way: prescription drugs are such like custom-tailored suit. It is meant for you, your body. So when doctors prescribe you such medication, it is based on your body condition and body chemistry. So what works for you might not work for other person. So always, prescription drugs are only safe for individuals who actually have the prescription and no one else. And another reason why some people might misuse prescription over-the-counter drugs can be to relieve stress. However, abusing prescription drugs to escape reality can have harmful effects to the body, such as hallucination, addiction, and life-threatening harm. So what I do to relieve stress is I like to go for a run, and I also like to go for good food. Who likes food here? Right? Yeah. Yes, I like to try new food. So yeah, I like In-N-Out, I like Taco, and I like name it.
Yeah, I want 3 of them.
So so there's other positive ways to relieve stress rather than relying on the drugs. So now let's look at why this is an issue right now. So according to this data, national overdose deaths and number of deaths from prescription drugs, in year 2001, there were about 10,000 people who have died from overdosing prescription drugs. And as the year passed by, the number has risen up to, in 2014, it's up to 25,000 people per year dying from overdosing prescription drugs. So this shows that the number of deaths is continuously increasing, and that's why we're here to tell you guys about it, why it's an issue. So this picture, so we put this picture of bus here to make the previous graph more easier to understand. So in this bus, about 70 people could fit in there, and think about this bus full of people crashing every day, and killing all these passengers for every single day for 365 days. Isn't that a big issue and concern? So that's what's happening with prescription drug right now. So let's look at another chart. So this is a chart that shows the non-medical use of opioid. And what is opioid? Opioid is a prescription grade painkiller. So the population of the United States makes up 5% of the world's population. And the interesting thing is that the 5% of the United States population takes about 80% of the world's whole opioid source. So that shows that the 5% are taking 80% of the world's opioid drugs. So that shows that there's excessive amount of drugs in the United States right now. So now we're going to talk about the three classes of drugs that people are most commonly abusing in the United States. First one is opioid. As I mentioned, opioid is basically a prescription-grade painkiller. So what are they used for? They're used to relieve chronic pains and post-surgery pains, such as wisdom tooth extraction and cancer treatment. And some of the signs of overdose can be breathing problem, which could lead to stopping of your breathing, and extreme sleepiness or loss of alertness. And here are examples of opioids that's commonly sold in market. So Oxycontin and Vicodin. So as you can see, they all come in different shapes, size, and colors. And second type of drug is central nervous system depressant. As the title states, depressant, they're used to relax you. So medical use is that they're known as sedative and tranquilizers, and CNS depressants are used to treat anxiety, tension, panic attacks, and sleep disorders. And some of the signs of overdose can be sleepiness, slowed or slurred speech, difficulty walking or standing, blurred vision, impaired ability to think, and mood changes. So here's some examples of the CNS depressants, Valium and Xanax. Lastly, the last type of drug is called stimulant. So as the title states, it kind of stimulates you, give you energy. So their use can be used to treat narcolepsy and ADHD. Before we move on, do you guys know what narcolepsy is? Yes? So I'll show you guys a quick video explaining what narcolepsy is.
Reports the passed out pooch is something of a medical mystery.
Skeeter is a small dog with a very big problem. No matter how much he struggles to stay awake, he can't. For this 11-pound toy poodle, almost every moment is a disturbing, losing battle with the urge to sleep. There he goes, out cold. Skeeter has narcolepsy, an uncontrollable urge to sleep. Skeeter struggles to stay awake.
Yeah, so as you guys can see in this video, narcolepsy is a condition when individual has an urge to sleep. So it could interfere with their daily routine, such as going to work or school or hanging out with friends. So type of stimulants are prescribed to treat these conditions. So this could happen to humans and animals alike. And some signs of overdose can be excessive vomiting, tremors, which is shaking, and sweating and anxiety. So these are type of stimulants out there, Ritalin and Adderall. And now we're gonna go to a little quick activity.
So seeing that there's so many prescription drugs out there, they have all these really crazy names that a lot of the times we can't identify them as because they are used as a pharmaceutical name. It's really hard sometimes to distinguish what over-the-counter drug and a prescription drug may be. That's why it's very important that we know how to use and store these drugs, right? So from these two pictures, can you guys tell me which one is a candy and which one is a medicine?
Right.
Which one?
It's a Smartie.
Okay. That's actually the medicine. Yeah. The one that's circled.
The one's a Smartie, right?
Well, I'm not sure what candy it is. Okay, what about this one? Which one's the medicine? Which one's the medicine?
Pick the medicine.
The one closest to me is the medicine? That's actually
I got it right. The one on the right, because the medicine was clean.
the one on the right. The one on the right is the medicine.
No, the one on the left. The one on the left is the medicine.
The medicine? Yeah, the ones that like Tic Tac.
So this one.
Okay, what about this one?
The one on the right is candy.
The one on the right is candy, and then this is the one on the left is medicine?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, you were right. This is the medicine, the one that's circled. What about this one?
Right.
I know, one's resist and one's drug.
One on the left. Okay. This is medicine?
That one's medicine. That one's brighter. The other one's brighter.
Oh, what?
Why did you make the candy?
Okay, what about this one?
The one on the left.
The one on the left is the medicine? Okay.
Wait, what?
All right. Okay. The one on the right, so the one on the left is medicine. You were right.
They look the same.
Cold medicine.
One's chocolate and one's a laxative.
Well, you can find them at the swap meet.
The right one is chocolate.
The right one is chocolate?
Yeah, the right one is. Yeah, let's go.
It's that I deserve whatever.
One on the right.
The left one is brown.
No, like one on the right.
Oh, let's go.
Okay, so as you all notice, sometimes it's a lot harder to distinguish what medicine and candy looks like. And if it's kind of hard for us as adults or young adults to realize what medicine looks like, imagine for a toddler or a very young person who really can't tell the difference. So we have medication or we have things that could be toxic to the body at full reach to children. It could be very dangerous and even deadly, which is important for us to realize why the proper ways to store medication and the proper ways to dispose of it once we no longer need it. So some tips for storing medications in your home. Always keep the medicine in its original container and out of the reach and sight of children. So make sure that you don't, your doctor doesn't give it to you in like a bottle and then you just have a Tupperware that you're like, I'm just going to put it in here because it'll store it better. Store your medicine in a cabinet where children won't be able to reach it. Ask your pharmacist for any specific storage instructions. Sometimes medication has to be left away from the sunlight. Other times it has to be kept at certain temperatures. So we want to make sure that we keep it in the right environment so it works to its full potential. Do not keep old or unused medicine around. It's bad for you and you should not use it. I know a lot of the times you might have a relative that tells you, hey, I had a flu and the doctor gave me this and I didn't finish it, so just take it. It'll make you feel better. It's well intended, but it could be very dangerous because medications are detailed to be for a specific person and those medications can have a very side effect on you. Do not flush your medicine down the toilet. A lot of the times we don't know how to dispose of it, so we think the best way to do it is just to put it down the toilet. But this goes into our water stream, and this can be very dangerous for our environment and ultimately affect wildlife and us as well.
So there are ways where we can, keep these medications out of our home, or as well as, getting rid of them in a safe manner. So there's a lot of resources in our community that exist. So a few of those include, medication collection boxes that I'll, continue talking about as I go through this, drug take-back events, mail-back programs, as well as, you can do this in your own house, getting rid of your own medication in a safe manner. So we have the LA County Household Hazardous Waste. So it's a website where it has tons of resources of how to get rid of your medication and even locations where you can go drop off your medications. For example, we have, there's pharmacies too that have these types of collection boxes where you can just take all the medication that you don't need anymore or it's expired, you can just drop it in and they don't ask you questions. So not all pharmacies have this, but through this website that I'll give you the link after at the end, you can actually type in your address and it'll shoot you out like pharmacies that have collection boxes. So then you have these available to you to just go drop off your medication and no questions asked. It's super easy. So around in your community, there's a Walgreens that has a collection box on Normandy Ave and around Redondo Beach Boulevard. So that's one of the locations where they have a box where you can literally just walk over, drop off your medication, and no one asks you any type of questions. So as well, sheriff stations also have these boxes. So not all sheriff stations, but there is a long list where there's various sheriff stations that have these boxes, and you can just once again go drop off your medication without any questions asked to you. As well, the DEA, which is a law enforcement agency that's responsible for dealing with drug abuse in the U.S. They have 2 events throughout the year called National Take Back events. So there's different locations throughout the county where they have anyone can just take their medications. They'll take them from you and they'll deal with them, and no questions asked. They just want you to drop off your medications so they're out of your home. Oh yeah, sorry. So April 29th is one of the National Take Back events coming up, and they have, as you can see, from 10 to 2. It's it's like a limited time, but it's an opportunity for community members to just drop off their medications. There's another option. It's called the mail back program. So you can mail your medications out. The only thing with this is just costs money, but there's other ways that you can get rid of your medications at home. It's super easy. So we'll do a short demonstration.
Actually, yeah.
So we actually have a few